Tell us about what's happening right
That's
now.
right. So thank you for having me here this Friday. Well, after 7 days in which we saw the release of hostages by Hamas, 7 consecutive days, Hamas failed to deliver us a list of more hostages for release. As you know, we have agreed upon a framework which rules were very clear. We said that for every 10 Israeli hostages that Hamas would release, we will give another day of humanitarian pause in the fighting. And also we agreed to release more Palestinian prisoners, people who have been involved in terrorist activity, in return. Now, not only that Hamas failed to deliver that list around 7 a.m. Israel time, which was midnight our time, they also started firing at Israeli territories, firing rockets. So from around 11 p.m. last night up until right now, when I'm talking to you, Israelis in different communities across the country had to run to shelters several times today. And we said that the moment Hamas will stop releasing more hostages, that is the moment when we will resume the fighting. The IDF had to respond. We are prepared for the next stage of the operation, and we will complete the 2 missions of this operation to eliminate the Hamas regime in Gaza and to bring back all hostages home.
And not only did they start up again with the rockets, they also went into Israel, and there was a terrorist attack that we saw happening there. 16 hurt, 3 people killed. What is the mood now like with we know the hostage releases are now paused indefinitely at this point. Can we expect for there to be another deal like this where we could see more of them released?
So we know that Hamas responds to pressure. We exerted military pressure, heavy military pressure. We're hitting them very hard. As you know, we operated in the north. They still have some strongholds there. We're not done there yet, but we will move to the southern areas, including the areas of Khan Yunis and Rafah, as we continue to operate. And we will eliminate each and every one of the October 7th massacre perpetrators. And you're right, we have to be on high alert on every front, because just yesterday we woke up to terrible news in Israel. We've had more than 1 terrorist attack, by the way. We had 2 attacks. 2 more soldiers were injured in a ramming attack. And in Jordan Valley, there was another attempted attack later on in the area of Samaria, in the West Bank. So it's not that Hamas is only in Gaza. They have cells in the West Bank and Palestinian Islamic Jihad as well. And this is why we're acting there as well, preemptively. We weren't successful, as you saw yesterday, but we want to keep that front as calm as possible.
Tal, we're learning reports of that, you know, a lot of people in the Gaza Strip, they are pro-Hamas even. They actually support what happened on October 7th. You can go in there, the IDF, your forces, they can go in there, they can eliminate Hamas. But what do you do with 2 million people who don't like your country? How do you stop that ideology from coming back?
You're completely right. Hamas is not just a governance body. It's not just a military wing. It's an ideology that is unfortunately widespread. And we saw the manifestation of the chant, the slogan, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, on October 7th. They thought, Hamas attempted, that the story of the Jewish people in their ancestral homeland, the story of more than 3,000 years, would end on October 7th. Well, we have news for them. It's not over. We are the most resilient. It's true that we're hurting. We're bleeding as a nation, because what they have done to us, the scope and brutality, that's really unprecedented. But we will prevail. We have prevailed in the past. And this is why when we talk about the plans for the day after in Gaza, what would happen after we eliminate Hamas, and your question is on point, we say 3 things. Hamas must be destroyed, Gaza must be demilitarized, and the Palestinian society must be de-radicalized. And by the way, that's not only a case relevant that applies for Gaza. Also in the West Bank, we see these, educational textbooks and so on.
How do you possibly de-radicalize it, though? We're going to talk later.
Yeah, we will. But, I mean, that is the question of the century, is how can you reverse this?
Well, after World War II, if you look at Germany, once the Nazi regime was eliminated, you didn't see the German society going back to what was before the war. And we hope that once Hamas is removed out of power, there will be more pragmatic voices to want to move forward with the good forces in the region, because we have some good things, good processes underway in our region. You have the Abraham Accords and more peace is coming, but we cannot let terrorism set us back and send us back to the Middle Ages, this darkness.
Yeah, we know progress was being made before this all happened. I know Prime Minister Netanyahu came and spoke at this last session at the UN just about that, creating a corridor of peace through the region. So, and then this horrible attack transpired here.
As we're talking about those hostages, obviously there's heartbreaking stories of hostages who have been killed in Hamas custody. But we were also talking about some very specific videos that bring about a lot of hope and show that there is still love in this world, and specifics with the 17-year-old hostage boy who was reunited with his girlfriend in the hospital after he was released. Does that give you hope for the future? It
does give us hope. Again, we are resilient people. And I would say this, I think the families and friends of the people who are hurting the most right now, they're also the ones, maybe it sounds like a paradox, but giving us most strength to carry on with our moral duty and fulfill our duty to them. You know, we want to tell these people who came back to us, these hostages, that they are safe right now. And I'm not sure that, you know, they came back. Some of them just discovered that their loved ones have been killed. Some of them, you know, some women lost a child, a husband still being held in captivity. Some sisters returned and the brothers are still being held captive in Gaza for, you know, 56 days or so. And we want to tell them that they're safe, but they're coming back and they have to run to shelters. They're coming back and Hamas right now is still in power. And we want to tell them that they will never abduct them again. They will never commit atrocities on your communities again. Their houses are burnt. Their communities are shattered. We have to get the job done. We have to complete the mission, and we will do that. It will take time, and we will be as surgical, as humanly possible when we progress with the operation in the south of the Gaza Strip.
Of course, yes.
And I think the world knows that. I think
well,
we know
good
that.
people of conscience around the world know that.
Yes, absolutely. Tal Heinrich, thank you.